possessions. Come to the post game, watch them teach some lessons. Say, what? I don't think them people are convinced. I say, call them, but they tell you how to read a blitz. They in cover 2. Tell me why they switch to cover 6 every Friday at 7:30. No, I cannot miss. Like, hey, yo. Yeah, we live for the post game show.
Bear down.
Hey, welcome to Bears Banter. Man, I'm sorry for the technical difficulty.
Boom.
Yo, nice
tonight.
Okay. I'm glad everybody here. Bears didn't win yesterday, but hey, 28-21, we put on a good showing. Let's talk about it. 28-21, we put on a good showing. Let's talk about it. Looks like incognito mode is coming up again.
Incognito mode is coming up again.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sound like a old school Mendel house party right now. He's got a couple going on.
Hey, Christian, happy birthday, man.
Appreciate it, y'all. Appreciate it.
Today your birthday?
Yes, sir.
Mine is the 16th.
Oh yeah. Plank yours is past, right, Plank?
Yep, that's 24th.
Yep.
All these Sagittarius. That's
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
Right. We rule the world.
Absolutely.
Like pinky in the brain.
Where was Mendel? That school closed now, isn't it?
111th in Michigan.
Was that a private school or a Catholic school?
It was a Catholic school.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
So had some fire parties back in the day, though.
Yeah, I heard that's down the street from Brooks, right? Ain't Brooks?
Ain't they the same school now?
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know it was closed when I was in school. I just heard about it. I seen the post about it. I'm like, Mendel, I don't never know about that school growing up.
Well, I think they replaced those old priests too, because I'm just saying.
School has had 4 names. It's had Mendel, St. Martin de Porres, Southside Prep, and
okay.
Fox. That's one to grow on right there.
Okay. Oh.
You good, Bernard?
Yeah, it look like I'm good now.
Okay.
Okay. So y'all can see me all right and hear me all right?
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I had to go to my phone because for some reason it kept crashing on me. It's a little different working on my phone, so.
Yeah, I kept saying you was trying to use Cricket as an internet provider. That wasn't working.
No, they like
man.
Hey, you know what? Watching that game, I haven't got a chance to rewatch it. The Bears fall 28-21 to the Packers. I thought it was a good game. I was disappointed in the results, but it was one of those games where you had the emotions of the highs and lows, and that second half ended up being very competitive. What y'all think?
Well, like we said yesterday, it was a tale of 2 halves. First half, we couldn't get anything going. We gave up 2 long touchdown passes, which were ridiculous defense. But the second half, we came on and started imposing our will. So we feel a whole lot better about that second half. Quick, Chris, what y'all think?
Yeah, I mean, there's really no such thing as a moral victory, but then you look at it and be like, okay, it is, but it's not, because we should be in a better position to play in the next couple of days when we play again. So we did some things well. I'll tell you what, Ben Johnson made some heck of a halftime adjustments, and they came out, doing things a little differently. He talked about still missing some assignments and spacing on offense to make players better. So
I agree with everything Plank and Coach said. The second half was impressive to come back from, how we, being down and just being able to come back in the game and be competitive. I mean, that's all you want to ask for is have a competitive team. So I was impressed.
Yeah, I was too. You know what? I kind of came up with this term. I don't think it's original or anything, but I kind of look at some of these games, and I think Ben Johnson is kind of coaching the scoreboard at times. That's what I think is happening in the first half. I don't know if I said that yesterday, where at some point the game is 0-0, but the offense is really not being productive. But because it's 0-0, he's not making those changes that he maybe should make earlier. But once they got behind, because at one point it was 7-3. Then they got that play right before halftime, right, with a few seconds. Well, now you'd actually down by 2 scores. Right. And now he comes out to halftime and he's coaching the scoreboard versus coaching the momentum of the game and say, okay, let's make some changes. Now, I don't know if that makes sense, but that's kind of.
Well, at the first half yesterday, we were playing cover -2, which means you let everybody run out there as far as they want to and just catch passes on you in the end zone. I don't think that's a successful defense, but that's actually what we were in for 2 of those long passes yesterday. So that's definitely some stuff we need to clear up. We didn't expect to have Kyler Gordon go through the snowflake injuries. That guy, I don't know what's going on with the Bears corners. We thought they was NFL ready, and we thought we had at least 2 good tough corners. I think we got questions on that going forward. What do you think about that, Quick, as a former corner?
Yeah, I've said that. I thought that this was one of the strong suits of the Bears as far as the defensive backfield, but we still haven't had all of them playing together. And so, y'all cousin out there making business decisions. That Webb #1. I don't even think I want to say that dude's name anymore. But I don't know, man. I've said some things about him over the past couple of years, and they still remain the same for me. He's as they used to say, overrated. Overrated. Yeah.
You talking about Jalen Johnson?
You said it. I didn't.
That guy.
I got a question for Playing Mike. How much do you think?
Huh? Oh.
I was like, I don't think at all. What?
Jalen Johnson got him. Jalen Johnson said, you're not going to diss me anymore.
Right.
That's better defense he didn't play it all year. So go ahead.
You're on mute. Sound like you're on mute.
You're still on mute. Okay, he's going to reboot.
Okay. Yeah, until we figure out what this question was. On the defense, what I did see on the defense as well, and somebody made a comment yesterday about speed. Was the Packers too fast? It was kind of weird, the way it kind of came across. Only thing I could think of I kept thinking about that. I do think the Bears pass rush is slow if it's not involving any of the secondary. The four downmen, they seem to sometimes don't have closing speed to actually get to the quarterback. And you do see some, more progress was Sweat over the last few weeks. But the other guys seem like they never really get there.
It's not slow. It's non-existent.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm still passing that, man. Yeah, a lot of time back there. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, the question that I had for Plank and Coach, how much do y'all think Gordon will actually play if he was healthy yesterday? Like, can you?
The one play that he hurt himself in practice in the warm-up, that was all you was gonna get out of him yesterday. Anyway,
So
we didn't been playing 3 months, and we didn't got him to play 7 plays in 3 months. Man, right. How much is that per play? This dude is getting NBA championship team's salary now. This is ridiculous.
Yeah. So that's why I was like, I don't know if we should really make too much of his injury when CJ Gardner-Johnson has been playing pretty good for us.
Yeah, but we look at the different skill sets between those two, right?
Yeah, that's true.
CJ Gardner-Johnson is actually more of a linebacker, if you really want to think about it, than he is a corner. So Anytime you saw him get exposed yesterday on that in route that Watson ran, C.J. Gardner Johnson ain't never gonna be able to pick up, stay up with that. However, he will get a sack and he will stick his head in there anytime you see him on run support. That's what you get out of him. So he came out with 1 interception and 10 tackles. That's as good as you're gonna get from him.
So basically, you're saying the only time he gonna play is in a down package. Then
no, well, we got so many linebackers hurt. You can see the difference that he makes when he's out there on the field.
Well, they did play the dime package with him because they had him in the box.
Mm-hmm.
He was lined up almost like the outside linebacker most of the game. So, and then you missing something with Gordon as well, because Gordon is he's just one of them guys like Johnson, Gardner Johnson, where the ball just seems to find him. Right? It's like they throw the ball and all of a sudden he comes across the screen. Now he has the ball, or he'll come up with a big time sack or something like that. So, I mean, I think with him playing and as many guys as we have, it gives guys a chance to get a rest and be utilized in different ways. And because you are short linebackers, I think they only played majority like 2 linebacker sets the whole night.
Right.
Yeah. So let's try to. I mean, it's going. I think we gonna be all right.
Yeah, if you look at C.J. Gardner and him and T.J. Edwards, they are effectively the same size. So you got 2 guys that's both about 6'1", about 225 or so. So what makes one of them a linebacker versus the other one being a DB? Generally, it's cover skills, but neither one of them been showing that this year anyway.
Yeah, I think Johnson is more of a safety.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and Gordon is a nickel. He plays the slot corner most of the time.
That's a different skill set altogether. You're right.
Yeah.
So he needs to have some coverage skills as well as the ability to, do some outside linebacker blitzing, all that stuff. That's why he got paid so much. But we haven't seen any of it this year, and we need it.
All right, so I gotta get off Kyler Gordon because I just looked him up. His birthday is the day after mine. So all right,
He a Sagittarius too?
Yeah.
Okay, come on.
So I know he ain't soft.
Well, he good at doing gymnastics moves. I'll tell you that.
Oh yeah. Trying to see how big he is though.
He like what 6'1", 210, something like that.
I don't know. Let me see.
Yeah, pretty big guy.
No, Gordon.
Yeah.
Gordon a pretty big guy.
5'11", 200. So I'm
5'11", 200. Okay.
I weigh more than him.
Well, you ain't at your playing weight now, though. Quick, come on.
No. No, not exactly, but he ain't at his playing weight either. Shit, he ain't playing.
You got a point.
Man. Yeah, but he's 5'11". I mean, yeah, he's a cornerback. So
I thought it was interesting yesterday. They asked Ben Johnson about the changes that he made and the adjustments that he made in the second half. And Ben Johnson said, I didn't make any adjustments. We just executed better. And I'm like, when you're looking at it, that whole tale of 2 halves, it's hard for me to believe that he didn't make any adjustments.
Me too.
Because they came out looking so different in that second half, but that's kind of what they've been doing the whole year. Either they have a good first half couple of drives, and then they start sucking in the second half, or recent trends has been the second half they started to impose their will. So I don't know which Bears team identity we're gonna get anyway.
I caught cap on that one because the whole game plan was different. I mean, there were more drop back plays called in the first half. Then the second half, it was all either boot or play action. So I call cap on that. He definitely made some type of adjustment.
I think you got a good point. That's an astute observation. So good job.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? They always try to say there was no halftime adjustments. I noticed that about coaches. They just say players ended up executing. Of course, players don't view it as there was halftime adjustment, right? Because when they go in the locker room, what are they doing? Using the bathroom, probably grabbing maybe a snack real quick, and then maybe they huddle up real quick and leave. So players may view that there was no halftime adjustment, but there's definitely a halftime adjustment because he was calling different plays. The first half, they was more heavy running the ball. I'm not running, but passing than they were. In the second half, they became heavy running. So that's an adjustment. Also, I wanted to note that yesterday that Michael Parsons, even though he didn't get any recorded no sacks, but he had 8 pressures yesterday.
That's pretty big. Yeah.
And they actually got pressure on the Bears, 35% of Caleb's dropbacks. He was under pressure. So that's roughly about 12 to 14. He had 35 attempts. So that's somewhere between 12 to 13 times that he was pressured on his dropback. That's a whole lot. And I think it did affect that last play some a little bit. And I think I want to talk about that last one a little bit if we get a chance to, because I do think it might have made him feel that those defenders, even though he's run out of real estate, that their defenders were maybe a little closer than what they really were. Because I think he made a comment like somebody was pressing down on him. But when you look at the clip, the people that were pressing down on him were actually everybody who was in front of him, even though they was coming, but they were really kind of like playing the pass more than they were trying to sack him. I think they was trying to hang at the first down mark. What you got, Mike?
I think some interesting things happened in that second half. You're right. A good point, Leon Hendricks as well. They cut off the field in that second half, more rollouts. I don't know if I like them cutting them a field and moving the pocket because that cuts off half the field, but it put Caleb in a better position. And the fact that they started running the ball as well as they did, that actually neutralized Micah Parsons. If you saw him in the second half, he looked tired. A lot of times he ended up coming out the game because they started coming directly at him. So I would probably think that most of his pressures came in the first half versus the second half. That's just my assessment of that.
I was gonna ask that question to Bernard, like what's the percentage of his pressures in the first and second half, because it definitely was a tale of two halves. Like I don't feel like his pressures, in my opinion, made an impact on the game. I don't feel like he was that destructive, in my opinion. I felt like we were still able to get what we could get, and I just think that execution, like passing, was just off yesterday, in my opinion.
I thought in the first quarter for sure. I know we missed some targets, but I thought in the first quarters his pressure did cause some throwaways. I thought in the first quarter, I thought I counted about 4 throwaways in the first quarter. Of course, about 2 or 3 just bad passes. Then in the second quarter, I thought there was a few throwaways. Now, I did think Darnell Wright got away with a lot of holding plays. Actually, I saw him look like he tried to clothesline Michael Parsons a few times.
Just hugging him, man. That's all right,
Yeah.
Well, the interesting thing that I was talking about earlier, Michael Parsons lied in an article today, and he said that he went up to Caleb Williams during the game and said, you beat other guys outside. You ain't going to beat me to the angle and to the corner, and he never did. Caleb Williams actually got to that corner quite a few times on runs as well as on the pass. So Michael Parsons, he's going to go back and talking about, yeah, I stopped him. I don't really think you did, dude. So that's something we can watch when they come back in another 2 weeks.
Yeah, he wasn't. I mean, he played, but he wasn't. I looked for him in the stat sheet and was like, well, damn, where he at? He's rolling. I'm like, man, man, this dude had one time. Come on, cut it out.
Yeah, that's something, ain't it?
Yeah. It's like, and he was talking major trash before the game.
Well, and that one tackle was 10 more tackles than Jalen. I'm sorry, I'm gonna leave Jalen Johnson alone, man.
Yeah, well,
But
That
people, I was listening to the talk radio a couple of days before the game, and Wannstedt was like, "You can't run at him." Yes, you can, because in the second half, that dude was gassing. He was on the sideline more than he was on the playing field.
He
So
sure
that's
was.
a lie. That's a
He sure
lie.
was.
You can run at him.
he was
It's
sweating.
not.
He was sweating in 15 below, wasn't he?
Yeah. It's. I don't think he like Garrett. Garrett, that's a different beast. But you can definitely run at Michael Parsons though. Like, yeah.
and want to do against a dominant pass rusher, you want to run.
You do.
Just want to make them uncomfortable being out there. You want to run the ball at them because that exerts energy and trying to stop a run play as well. Now, if you got him in there digging his feet in and coming after the quarterback every play, that ain't gonna work out well. You got to run balls don't run it away from him, run it right at him. Make him have to share blockers and come, try to fight through blockers to get there. That takes away energy.
I want to address something that Ben Johnson said. I think it was last week. He said we ain't the type of team that effective in the passing game yet, which is kind of interesting that he took the approach in the first half of this game of not running the ball. Because I mean, our offensive line right now is the strength of our team, in my opinion. So you need to just let them boys do what they do. You can't abandon it. It's you're not gonna get the 5 yards and 6 yards every time, but you got to stay at it, because when you get to that second half, you're gonna start seeing those big chunks, because them dudes gonna get tired. So I wish he just would have stayed with the run, and hey, when our passing game get there, it'll get there. I just felt like he was trying to like pass the ball too much. Like, nah, run that thing, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's what we're talking about. The first half play calling looked like a old Eberflus design game, and there's not much of a lie in that, because the run sets up fast, sets up play action, RPOs, and all that. And if you're not effectively running the ball, then I don't have to honor your run. We all thought that he was gonna come out and run the ball, especially after running for 200-something yards last week, and you just get away from that. It's questionable.
Yeah, and they missing two dudes, like their two defensive tackles that are supposed to be so good was end up injured, not in the game. So I just thought that you would have just pounded the ball,
Well, with that, I think we got preferences and we want to do what's successful and think we can just run on them. You have to run your offense though. This is still the first year in his offense, so the Bears don't know what's going to be successful versus what's not going to be successful. So at the end of the day, they got to go for those chunk plays. They got to open up the passing game. And I agree with Ben Johnson that their passing game has been off, and it's not always the quarterback. Sometimes it's the linemen get some of the singles incorrectly. Sometimes the receivers are running 5 yards when they're supposed to run 7 yards. So it's kind of hard to kind of pinpoint what the problems are. But even though we know he's being successful, that we're being successful running, you got to still run your offense, because you just never know.
Did I get sideways? Yeah, I agree, Plank. You got to run your offense. I actually wanted to play this clip by Ben Johnson. It's related to, I'm struggling a little bit because I'm using my phone. And this first time I have a broadcast with my phone. It was Ben made some comments about the controversial play that I guess it went controversial, but it was the game and the play for the Bears. Yeah, let me play what he said and let me know what y'all think about it.
Adam?
Hey, Ben, a quick follow-up about the interception. DJ comes open kind of late in that. I'm just curious what type of realistic option he is for Caleb in that moment.
Yeah, I didn't see him as being the
the answer in that time. I think he came open more after the ball was released from Caleb. That Nixon was man to man with DJ and was trailing him, and ended up falling off and making a play on Cole there. So it was a good play by Nixon, and yet I still don't think if we get the spacing right and all that and a good ball that he's going to be able to cover both of those players like that.
I found that interesting because he actually, hopefully my head is not cut off. He actually made a comment about the spacing, which is significant. And I know they've been talking about that all during the off season of guys getting spacing right. And I'm assuming when he meant by spacing, he was referring to DJ spacing, because when you kind of look at that play, when he first breaks on that route a little bit, he's literally almost like on the same depth as Swift.
Yeah.
But if he should have been at a deeper depth than Swift, which if you look at it, he said Nixon is trailing Nixon or Mixon. He's trailing him behind the line of scrimmage. And it looks like, from my viewpoint, that once he kind of like looked at how he was running the route, that what made him look back and realize Kmet was open and just banded him. And I think what a lot of people saw was as the ball went in the air, they saw DJ breaking up the field. But as Ben just said, he really didn't get that separation until the ball is coming out of his hand. So I think the coach actually answered that question, that DJ was not open on that play until the ball was in the air.
Yeah, DJ got out there currently playing George Pickens offense receiver, where you start hollering and screaming at the quarterback after the play is over to make it look like you were more open than you were. I think DJ, it would have been a really hard angle because there was at least 4 defenders in that area with DJ and Swift. So we know that Caleb got good arm talent, but I don't know if he would have been able to get that pass through there anyway.
Yeah, and the other thing too, that ball's late. That ball got to get out of there. That ball's got to get out. Kmet was open on that play in the early part of that play, and if you're gonna take a shot at the end zone, you just got to get it out there to him where he can run up under it instead of trying to wait till he gets to the end zone. Because when he broke off the route, he was open. And the other component of that route with DJ is what you're taught as a wide receiver is that if you're like you see Swift keeps going and he's taking people with him, DJ should have sat down. If he sits down, the flow is going that way. I'm sitting down. I'm right here. I show myself available. Right? He never did that. And it looks like he's open, but he's still drifting. All you have to do is sit down. He's right at the first down sticks once Caleb starts to throw the ball. We just need a first down. We didn't need all that. We just need a first down.
Well, if you think about it, it was kind of hard, too. By that time, it's 4th and 1. You at the 10, 11-yard line. It's hard to get to that third read in that amount of time. So the first read was Swift. The second read would have been either for him to try to run himself or get Kmet. Then by the time you get back to DJ, man, you ain't got that much time.
Well, Caleb was wrong with his whole play fake. I mean, he should have got more depth. If he got more depth, he would have been able to get his shoulders around and throw the ball. So his depth was wrong. And then, like Coach said, he got to Cole late. So by the time he got to him, he was already out of position. That's why he made that throw jumping. But if he would have got more depth, he would have took himself out of being able to run the ball, but he would have definitely seen that he could have hit Cole earlier. When y'all go back and watch it, you'll see how he did his play fake. There's no way that he could have made that throw. How he did it. So shallow. It was so
flat.
He had no depth at all.
You know what it looked like, Christian, when you watched that replay of it? It looked like he came out there so fast that he initially was about to run it.
Yeah.
And then he kind of gapped there, which now he's trying to contort his body, but he's running too fast. right? And then now he needs that extra step or two to try to throw it. And at this point, he done caught up with Cole Kmet, because if he had kind of came out with the right depth in a naked boot, right, a little slower, he would have been able to throw that ball quicker to Kmet. But by the time he, like I said, it almost looked like he came out with the intent to run the ball, and kind of stopped, and
you want to probably saw him open, but by the time he went to throw and to see and throw, it was too late. But if I'm running, it was the same play from last week.
It was.
Yeah.
Really break it down, and you didn't have as much room as you had last week. I don't like the play call on 4th down, because you put your quarterback, and what you say is still struggling and having difficulties making certain throws and all that. You put him in that position at that particular time of the game on a 4th and 1. And I just think that's unfair to the quarterback.
What the heck?
Yeah, I don't know what happened. We got ghosts going on. It's like Patrick Swayze on this joint.
What, it's just me and you on this now?
Yeah, it's Demi Moore, Patrick Swayze. We watching an episode of Ghost.
Hey, I guess Kristen and I both, we both got the same internet service.
I don't
We
know
both
what
keep
the heck
dropping.
is and rubbed over here, because I was not hearing nothing. I can see y'all, but I wasn't hearing nothing. My bad.
Man. Hey, listen, Cricket is not a great internet provider. you either gotta have like Boost. I mean, you gotta have like what is that called? Xfinity, T-Mobile, AT&T. But Cricket, once somebody step on that Cricket, it's dead, man. Over. Over.
But no, his depth was wrong. I agree with Coach. It was a bad play. But if he would have had any opportunity of making any way of making that play work, he should have got more depth on his play fake. He just didn't. Like, he was, y'all just, if you get a chance to just watch it, you'll see what I'm talking about. He was so close to the defenders. That's why he said he felt like the defenders was pushing up on him. Yeah, because how you did it. I mean, there was no play fake at all, honestly. If y'all look at it, like, they didn't fool anybody. So there was no way he was going to be able to make that pass. If he was going to make the pass, he should have threw it, to the pylon. Yeah, but he threw it literally right to the safety. I don't even think he saw the safety, if I'm just being honest. I don't think he saw the safety at all.
I don't think he did neither.
A better ball.
I don't think he did neither, because like what he was saying, and the way I saw it as well, Nixon was actually covering DJ. And because DJ didn't really come out of there, I'm not blaming DJ. I'm just saying running your route too helps other guys get open. He was able to break off from that route and sprint up the field. So it's almost like he was covering both of them, because he started coming towards he was actually covering DJ as he was trailing him behind the line. But then as DJ came out of that slow, probably with not much conviction, that's when he realized Kmet was back there, and he just broke immediately and started running. But also, that's one of the dangers when you reload a concept from the previous week. Teams actually look at it, and I would say maybe as time goes, you check out of that play, because they had 3 defenders that stacked on that side of the field.
Yeah, they knew by formation what it was.
They was in the stack formation, so all they did was just shift over. It just took away the throwing lane for Swift. So that because I think you had like a heavy boy package on that side, 3 linemen on that side.
See, but Bernard, your statement just illustrated what's wrong with the offense.
Mm-hmm.
You got a receiver that if he ran his route the way he was supposed to, that defender would have never came off DJ Moore, because he would have probably thought DJ Moore was a one target or a 2 at worst. But because DJ Moore didn't run his route to the length that he was supposed to, or with the volition that he needed, he ended up saying, "Oh, DJ Moore ain't gonna get the ball. Let me go over here and get to Cole Kmet." And and that wasn't a great throw either. I agree.
No.
He should have went to the back pylon. That would have made a difference.
He would have went to the back pylon.
Probably didn't even see him.
The way he threw it, if he would have went to the back pylon, he would have threw away the angle that the safety would have had to get there, he would have never been able to get
He
there.
would never got there. Yeah.
But he threw it right to. He tried to throw a jump ball, and he's going to. I mean, he's got an incredible arm, but your momentum is going to the left side. You're trying to turn your shoulders and throw a jump ball. That ain't gonna work. I
You
don't
throw
care who you
a
are.
6-foot jump ball to a 6'6" receiver.
Yeah, that ain't gonna work.
Let's just go back though. I don't like the play call on 4th and 1.
I don't
agree
either.
with you. I don't either.
When you go back and look at the play, the ball is snapped on like the 21. You got to get to the 20 to have a first down. But now you got a quarterback taking a 5-step drop, and it's so much stuff that could go wrong on this 4th and 1. If I run the ball and they stop me, they just stop me.
That's what I'm
right?
saying.
And I could go home and say, well, my best unit, my offensive line, who I got going right now, all right, well, my best unit, we just didn't get it done. But now you got to go back, and now we got to explain, well, DJ was on this route, and Swift was over here, and Caleb's drop wasn't here, and Cole came out of the break, and now he turned over here. He threw the ball over. Man, shit, man, run the ball.
I agree.
If you run the ball and they stop you, we just say, man, they got us. Now like I said, we got all these ifs. If you look at the tape, when Caleb threw the ball, he's 6 yards away from where we had to get a first down. Yeah. Why are we running this way? We should be going that way.
Yep.
What are we doing? I don't like the play call.
Hey, when George Halas first hired Mike Dicker, one of the things he told him, I don't know, was it after a few games or what, but he told him, stop screwing around with short yardage trying to do something fancy. Just pound the ball up in there and get the 1 yard. The shortest distance from 2 points is a straight line. And
if I had a running back that could just jump over everybody else 5 yards, that'd be easy to do, wouldn't it?
Right.
All running backs want to do what Walter Payton did.
Let me ask you this. So Green Bay is playing Philadelphia. It's 4th and 1. Philadelphia has the ball. What play is coming?
Push.
What? Everybody in the league and across the country knows that. You got to stop it, though.
Like you said, Coach. I mean, he was trying to be too cute in a moment where it shouldn't have been, and you just gotta. I mean, it's 18-degree weather. Run that thing anyway. Just run it.
The wind could have blown the ball.
Yeah,
everything.
Just
he
run the ball.
Drop the ball. It's too much that could go wrong. Now I like the play. Like I said when we came before we went live, I like the play if we pick up the first down and we run that play from there. I like that play then. 4th and 1, I don't like that play call. That was a bad play.
I like it. You know, and Mananga is running like a beast in that game as well. I mean, I know you stopped him on 3rd, but you know what? That ain't no easy tackle, and I'm sure that defender didn't want a back-to-back of him coming through that same hole. Matter of fact, that guy who made the tackle actually came off the end. He slid down and cracked him for the blind. But you just man up if you got to and bring Komet in the backfield. I think, matter of fact, if you got to and pound it. One thing I do say about Mananga, I think he's getting close to, if it already should be, he should really be the primary, in my opinion, the first and second down back, because he's one of those backs that the more carries he get, the more strong he get. But if he has to go through this, okay, I don't get carries until the end of the first quarter or the 3rd series, the 5th series, the 6th series. See, Swift is one of those guys, you could just bring him in, and when he gets jobs, he's just going to get it. He's a great 3rd down back, and I'm not saying he's not doing good, but he doesn't need that to get going. Mananga is one of those guys that he needs so many carries, and matter of fact, and he wears on the defense where Swift could get you 80 yards on a couple of carries because he's going to break one. Mananga going to get you that 100 yards where the defense like, man, please don't give it to him again.
Hey, Manon guy's done so well that Quick remembers his name now because he couldn't tell us who he was most of the season.
It's Menage.
Go ahead, Christian.
But that's what I'm saying. So, like, 4th and 1. You got a cowbell back there, right? You put the play that we run, like you said, we put Komet in the backfield to be the fullback, and we going straight ahead. Hell, you want to get fancy? Put Komet and Loveland in the backfield and run a power eye straight ahead. That's fancy. That's as fancy as I'm getting on that play, right? That's it. Manunga's getting the ball, and man, he got hit one time. He got hit like right at the line of scrimmage and still squibbled out for about 3-4 yards.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah.
Well, the 2-point conversion, they stopped him, but he kept his feet moving and they pushed him in. So, like, yeah, you just got to give him the opportunity.
He broke somebody's helmet yesterday.
Yeah.
I was like, man, that's my kind of back.
Hey, he broke the helmet and he kind of regrouped and still got a couple more yards after that. Well, the defender was like laid out for a second.
Yeah, you gotta. We needed 1 yard. That's where I get excited. But it's like, man, you gotta turn around and get 25 the ball.
Yeah,
this ain't rocket science, man. You want to do all that fancy stuff, do it on 1st down or 2nd down. But, I mean, like, man, we still had the opportunity to win the game, at least tie the game up anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, if Green Bay go to overtime, they're like, oh, shit, here we go again.
Well, the other interesting thing is Ben Johnson said he was going for it right then. So he said, mine said I wasn't going for a tie, nothing like that. Had we scored a touchdown there, I was going for the 2-point conversion. So I actually like his confidence in that, thinking that we was gonna go for the win. It's too bad we didn't get that worked out that way. But I like a lot of the decisions that Ben Johnson's making. I hated that not giving the ball to Manon guy yesterday at 4th and 1.
That's bad.
Yeah, that's a great point. Even though we disappointed that the Bears didn't win this game, I think what we have seen is this team is not going to go away, and this team is not going to give in, and they battle to the end.
Yeah, this ain't the same old Bears team from the past.
Except having DBs that run 5.8s, trying to keep up with receivers that run 4.3s. That's ridiculous.
Hey, play. What do you think happens in those plays like that, where we see like the blown coverage like that? They had 2 plays yesterday that were over 40 yards. That's one thing that a defense can't allow is consecutive plays in the same game. And I know for those who didn't watch it, we're not talking about you ran a 5-yard screen that busted for 40. We're talking about the quarterback launched the ball over 30, 35 yards, where I think one play ended up with 41 yards and one was maybe 45 yards. I mean, what happened to those plays before halftime when that happened?
Well, that was obvious that they were in a cover 0, even though they probably thought they were supposed to be in a cover 2. Jalen Johnson, if you look at that first long pass, Jalen Johnson kind of tried to act like he was guarding his man, and he flashed at the end after Brisker came in. I think Jalen Johnson just messed up his coverage. So, again, I know I keep talking about Jalen Johnson, but he played one of the worst games I've ever seen him play as a Chicago Bear.
He's got a couple other ones.
Well, we'll add that to the rest of them. But, giving up, not being in cover 2 at least twice. And then that decision that he made on Jacobs and just looked at him like, hey, I ain't gonna really try to touch this dude. I think Jalen Johnson lost the game for us. And the interesting thing about that, he was the main guy that was upset last year and cussed out Eberflus and wanted to fight because all of that not being accountable. Sound like to me he need a little accountability himself.
You know what? I think he did make some business decision. There was a play that Green Bay got their last touchdown on, and I saw somebody on social media post today. I think it was Bakari who had posted that was really more of the play that brought that Green Bay won the game on, which it was. That was the score they got on. It was a play to Josh Jacobs, and it looked like they had this play read. This should have been like a 5 to 6 yard loss on this play. You had four defenders that was there. One was right there. I don't know for the life of me how all those guys missed. And he ended up instead of them probably kicking a field goal because now you had a big negative play on third down. He ended up, I think, gaining about 15 to 20 yards on that play and put them in a position to get that go ahead. That touchdown that got them, that broke the, where it was tied and it was no longer tied.
No comment. Quick, Christian, y'all take that one. I'm still mad.
Nah, man, that you talking about the play right before the half?
No. It was the play.
The last score.
Yeah, the last score.
Jacobs broke a 21-yard run because there was Jervin Dexter, DeMarco Jackson, Jalen Johnson, and there was another guy in there. All had him kind of pigeonholed, and they would have caught him for like a 3 or 4 yard loss. He ended up putting his head down. Jalen Johnson said, "Oh, hey, how you doing?" And next thing you know, he's 21 yards down the field. Got tackled by Bynert.
Yeah, I'm not even that play there. That was late on in the game, but I'm still on y'all cousin Santos with that dang on kick and them scoring that touchdown right before the half with the 8th receiver on their roster.
That's what really did us.
That's the one that hurt me.
Yeah, that led to a short field as well, right? In a score. So
they got the ball at the 40.
At the 40, yeah. So you had plays like this one with the kickoff. You had the blown coverage. You had the play where they should have been able to bring down Jones back there, and he ended up it's still a 5 6 yard loss. He ended up with 21 yards, and I think he got tackled on like the 5 yard line or something, which now made it almost an easier position to score. So those are some of the things that they helped them. They changed the momentum of the game because after the Bears tied it up, you felt that momentum was on the Bears side at that point. At least I did. It felt like they had some momentum going. But it's obvious. I can see why Ben Johnson did admit he was going to go for 2 if they had scored. So I can see why, because you didn't want to really want to put your defense back out there again because they were not having much luck.
No, you didn't want Santos kicking there either.
But that I don't know who idea that was to have Santos try to kick and dribbler though. He barely can kick touchbacks. So why would you do that?
That's why he kicking the dribbler.
He didn't even make it's like a zone or something that you got to get the ball to. He was short by like 20 yards.
Yeah.
So like why
he's always short.
Hey, and that's what his girl said too. Always short. He always comes up short. I don't know. Oh man.
I don't know. I think they shouldn't try to do that again with him. Because man, giving the ball to your opponent at the 40, that's tough.
Yeah.
Tough. Like, man, what? In before half too?
And they burning you already?
Yeah.
Man, whoever that last dude they threw that touchdown to looked like he came from the lunchroom, man.
The dude be right before the half.
Yeah.
Who they don't even play. He been jumping back and forth from DB to wide receiver. You know what I'm saying? I've seen him play DB because he was like number 80 something. And I was like, who in the heck? Yeah. They had him. He played DB wide receiver. He barely played. He get a touchdown on that.
Yeah.
That's bad.
That's crazy because the Packers really don't have like no guy on their team. They're the dude that they is. He hurt Tucker Kraft. Outside of that, they wide receivers ain't really like real.
Nah, hey,
Watson looked pretty good yesterday.
Christian Watson is a dog.
Yeah.
He been hurt too though, but he played because he had missed some games. I think he came back last week, but he can go when he can go. He's still enough yes too, so
he can scoot. Yeah,
he fast. Yeah, touchdowns yesterday, I think.
Yeah, he did. You're right.
Yeah. And that's the thing too, because the guy who I don't know who I was sitting next to yesterday. He was talking about the Bears defense been winning games from them the whole year, and I'm like,
what game has he been watching?
Yeah, I don't know, but they giving a lot of points. I'm like, man, you can't give up. At some point, you got to give up some threes instead of sixes. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't kick a field goal yesterday. They had 4 touchdowns. That's like one each quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we can't say the defense been not great all year. He always come up with a turnover because on that first drive, when he got the interception, shoot, they was driving in.
Yeah.
And I don't know what Jordan Love was looking at because it wasn't a green shirt nowhere near that damn ball. I don't know who he was throwing that to.
He had some gambling debts, man. So you know.
Right.
Hey, quick! I've been saying all year that some of they picks are not picks because there was pressure on the quarterback. I can say either it was a great read by the D-back or safety on the play, right? And not so much because the quarterback was under pressure. It was just a great read. So I don't know who he was looking at that play, but unfortunately we were not able to capitalize on that interception and get anything out of it. I don't even think we got a first down from that interception. I think we ended up 3 and out and punting it right back to him.
Yeah. No, I think he was looking for C.J. Gardner-Johnson because that's who he threw it directly to. He hit him in the chest.
Hey,
okay.
I saw a stat that said Jordan Love was 9 for 12 under with blitzes against him yesterday.
Yikes!
And that was not. They didn't even blitz on that play. He just threw the ball. He was sitting there. I was like, they showed the replay. I saw, oh man, we got it. Yeah. They showed the replay. I was like, who the hell was he throwing to? The other guy was like 15 yards back there. Like, I was like, hey, we'll take it. We'll take it. Hey. Like, man, that wasn't even a force pick. No pressure, no nothing. That was just a bad throw.
So, Bernard, we got to get grades or what?
Yeah, hey, let's get crazy. Hey, Christian, let's try to regroup on the video because with me using my phone, it's a little bit more harder for me to bring in video than it is with my laptop.
That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, hey, I want to start. Let's start with the offense. Anybody want to start off with a grade with the offense?
Because Quick is going to give me a hard time no matter what I do. I gave the offense a B- only because of that second half. They started driving the ball. Get off me, man. Stop it. B- for the offense. 21 points. We were driving, so it was one play difference. Defense, I'm going to get a defense a C-. Too many blown coverages. They weren't able to, win the turnover game. So ultimately that cost us the win. And I gave special team a C- as well because of Santos. That, you can't give the other team trying to go from the 40-yard line. That's kind of ridiculous. So that's the overall grade with them. You come on and get your grades quick.
Did you say B-?
No, I said defense is C-, offense is a B-, and the special
B-?
C-. Yeah. They ran for 148 yards in the second quarter. What do you want?
In the second quarter or the second half?
Second half.
Okay. So I don't know. Okay, so when I went to school, they had 23 yards or so on the first half. They had 3 points. Yeah, okay. That'll be an F. Then in the second half, I mean, even if you went on a limb and gave them an A, F and A is a C. All right, so they got a C for me. You got a B minus. Oh my
Wait a
God!
minute. So Green Bay, as a defense, they were giving up 15 points a game at home, and the Bears scored more than that. So wouldn't that indicate that they played better than expected?
Again, ladies and gentlemen, we've arrived at that part of the show.
We there. That train's never late.
Well, I just said that they had 23 total yards in the first half. Abysmal. 23. They had 3 points total in the first half.
Mm-hmm.
That would equate to probably an F. And I'll go on the limb and say, hey, they played better, even though they gave up the interception to win the game in the end. I'm going to give them a C. I don't know where you got the B minus from, but that's neither here nor there. The defense. What does defense start with? D. That's what they get. Radio Raheem and D mother. That's what they got. D. And they special teams gets a D for dumbass Santos for kicking that ball short. C D D. That's it. Man, right. Santos is a freaking.
Hey, you want to go, Christian, or you want me to go?
Yeah, I'll go.
Okay.
So, offense get a C. For me, defense get a D. Special teams get an F. Because Santos, you only do one thing: kick the ball. That's it. Ain't that hard. Do your job. So he get an F. Special team get an F for me.
Okay.
Game wasn't good either. So that contributes into my grading too.
He hit his field goal.
Nah, I ain't trying to hear that.
He hit the field goal and kicked the ball not in the dang on landing zone, and they scored a touchdown right before the half after we scored.
Yards. I got to give an F on that one. Then the couple of times we did punt, Tory Taylor, like he's supposed to be this dude that just punt the ball at the 5. I ain't seen that dude do that at all his 2 years being a Bear. So
Tory Taylor averaged about 52 yards a punt.
But they said that he's supposed to be a master of pinning you in the 5. He mastered at that. So
yeah, 3 yards.
Hey, look like Leon. Hey, thanks, Leon, for your grades. I'm assuming Leon gave a C to the offense, a D for the defense, and a D for the special teams. Hey, I also want to thank Bears fam.
Too.
What does that play?
Those are lowercase D's that he gave him too, man.
I like to thank Bears Key Film for tuned in tonight. Thanks for tuning in tonight. Hey, I'm gonna be kind of close to what Christian had. I'm gonna get an offense. I'm gonna get them a C, just a solid C. I'm gonna get a defense a D, and I'm getting special team a D as well. So, that's one of them games where I think if you kind of bring up that performance evenly across the board, because you can't give up 28 points on defense and 21 points. What you got, Blank?
How many points did we lose by if they played that bad? I thought we lost by one score.
We did, but 28 points is a lot of points to give up when you had no turnovers that led to those points.
And
so I'm just saying I gave a C for the offense.
That defense, right?
Yeah, right. So I gave a C to the offense, which ain't much better than a D. And I gave a D to the defense and a D to special teams.
See, you sound like my mom. I told my mom I got a C. She was upset too, man. So maybe you got a point. What you got?
Yeah, it to me. Once you get over that league average, it's hard to win games, and that doesn't mean that unit is actually playing totally bad. There was all other things that contributed to it, right? The 3-and-outs did contribute to short field possession. A bad kickoff does lead to short field possessions, right? So there are other things that led to putting your defense in a disadvantage where they have less real estate to the guard. But all of it is, I mean, when it comes down to it, you got to still do your best to not let a team, because if you look at the time of possession, it's always distorted with the Bears sometimes because they give up big plays. If you look at the time of possession, I think the Bears had the ball around like 31 minutes, and I don't have it in front of me, and Green Bay might have had it around like 26 minutes. So it looks like, how do you lose games when you possess it? Because you're giving up a quick score. When you give up like 2 plays over 40 yards, they didn't possess the ball long to do that.
You're right. No argument for me. You're right.
Yeah. Hey, y'all got anything else for tonight? I know Christian wanted to talk about Caleb's them changing Caleb's stance from last year, but like I said, can't run the film, and Christian we'll circle back on that.
Circle back
Hey, next week we playing against Cleveland. Miles, what's his face? Miles Davis. The heck with him.
Miles Garrett. Yep.
Miles Davis, man, forget that. Dora Sanders. Hey, and we get to go up against Tevin Jenkins. He's starting as their right tackle. They right guard.
I didn't know he was starting anywhere. I knew he had signed a 1-year deal with somebody.
Well, he only started because they main starter got hurt last week, so they're gonna throw Tevin out there.
Hey, this is a game that you got to come in ready for it. Shador played pretty good yesterday. What, 300 some yards?
That was
I think he threw for 3 touchdowns and ran for 1. What'd you say, Christian?
yeah, they kind of bad.
Who's that?
I said that's the Titans though. They kind of bad.
Oh yeah. But hey, but it shows they still end up losing to the Titans, as well. But still, 300 yards to me. Hey, he getting reps and he's getting better.
I'm just hoping that if we would have went for 2, it wasn't gonna be that same play that Cleveland ran.
That was criminal, man. They was stealing money on that, man. That was ridiculous.
They drew that play up on the edge of sketch, man. That was crazy.
They gave the ball to his running back. He didn't know he was supposed to get the ball. And he's like, "Oh, I'm the Wildcat." that was horrible.
Hey, like I know we used to do this growing up. I don't know if they were still doing it with Quick and Christian came along. We get down there and you have a real break a stick, and then you'll be down there drawing the plays in the dirt. Right here, did you erase it all? Let's start over.
Hey, we did it with rocks back then. So you gonna go over here, and then you gonna go over here, and you go here, and I'm gonna throw it right here.
No, we was using our hand, and we get everything like I don't know what we just said we was gonna do. So,
man, that play was terrible. I'm just glad man, if he'd have ran that play, I'd be like, oh man, Stefanski's got to get fired. But I playing Cleveland, I'm just glad that Shador is getting the opportunity to play. He's making it real hard for them to take him out of the game as not being a starter. And I mean, I want him to lose this week. So, but he's doing his thing, and I'm glad he's getting the opportunity to play.
When the last time you saw a 5th-round quarterback look just as good as a 1st-round number 1 draft choice quarterback in the same game?
Yeah, he threw for almost 400 yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
Get me started with that because there ain't nowhere in the world he should have won the 5th round.
He threw 364 yards, 3 tutties, and ran for 1. And then they out for the 2-point conversion play.
That whole front office.
He was doing too good, man. Doing too good.
Right. Hey, my guy works it. It makes sense a little bit. He said maybe they was trying to tank yesterday because other than that play made no sense. They should fire Stefanski on the field.
They got to keep that draft position.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, they probably end up still gonna probably draft another quarterback. They at one point they had all the quarterbacks in the league.
They sure did, didn't they?
Yeah.
They had Kenny Pickens. Danny Dimes.
I could see right before that play. It's the 2-point conversion. Hey, time out. Like what? Are y'all trying to win? What the hell is going on? Who told you to throw that damn touchdown, man? Shit, we still trying to get draft picks around here. Hey, gonna run for this 2-point conversion. Who the hell told y'all to try to win this game? What's wrong with y'all? Man, that's the only word.
Hey, let's get ready to close out for tonight, and we get ready and for the game against Cleveland coming up, and we have a post-game show on Friday. Hey, do y'all have anything else before we shut out?
No.
Blowout.
All right. Hey, thank you everybody for tuning in. Peace.